Welcome back, everybody. Podcast Combat Sports. This is your host, Frank Palumbo, with your MMA podcast for Northern New York and Vermont. And I'm expecting a call from Tommy Gunnz Marcellino, who's fighting at World Series of Fighting 31 this Friday night, June 17th, at Foxwoods Casino. And I'll get into the details of that card after I talk to Tommy. Tommy is from Amsterdam, New York. He has no amateur fights that I can find, but he does have 11 professional fights, including his last fight, who was against Nick Newell, who is a former World Series of Fighting title challenger. So I'm going to get right into it, and we're going to talk to Tommy Gunnz Marcellino. Hey, Tom. So, I got everything going now.
Awesome.
So, how you feeling?
Feeling good. I'm pretty much on weight. I'm within a pound of my weight right now. Weigh-ins are at 5 o'clock tonight. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready to beat someone up.
Awesome. So, yeah, I was going to ask, you're on target, so you're only about a pound over?
Yeah, I might not even be that. I'm going to check on the official scale. My scale is always a little heavy. I'm going to check on the official scale within the hour, but my weight's good. I had a really good weight, really good diet this fight. Everything feels good.
And what's your final approach like when it comes to making weight? Do you have to cut like 10 pounds in the last week, or is it only...
I'm really lucky. I got a really good nutritionist. I work with Mark Bertrand, and he adjusts my diet. I get a lot closer than a lot of other guys do. I do some things with water manipulation, kind of just to lightly dehydrate myself, and if I have to, I'll get in the sauna or steam room or that. But last few fights I haven't had to do that.
You like super hydrate, and then you just cut it all out in the last couple days?
Yeah, I do. I finish it up with the 2 gallons a day for 3 days, and then 1 gallon, and I don't drink for 24 hours, and that's how I usually finish my cup.
Now, do you ever get in the hot bath, the hot salt bath?
Yeah, that's backup option if I'm still over. But with my last few fights, with my diet and doing that, I've been on pretty easy. I'm probably more of a 35-pounder than a 55-pounder, but my brother's on a pizza place, so you know how that goes.
Oh yeah. So I was just pulled up your record here because I wanted to chit chat with you about it, and I saw that you started fighting professionally in 2006, but your second fight was in 2011.
Yeah, I had a nice break in there.
Is there a story behind that?
It's a long story, and we'll save that for another podcast.
Okay. Now, I looked this up a couple of years back, so when I pulled it up today, it rang a bell. I remember looking this up because I had asked Chad Beatty to get on a Cage Combat card a couple of years back, and he offered me you as a pro exhibition. Now, was that ever communicated to you?
No, it wasn't. I never heard nothing about that.
I kind of felt weird because I was like, hey, listen, I really want to get on this card. It was kind of short notice. So he's like, well, maybe we could do a pro exhibition with this guy, Tommy Marcellino. And then I started looking you up, and I was like, oh, man, this is either going to be a long night for me or a short night. But he wound up coming back and saying that he couldn't get it together. So I was a little bit relieved. But
what year was that?
I think it was 2012.
Oh, nice.
I had gotten my nose busted earlier in the year, and I had just gotten cleared. So like that day, I started calling promoters.
Yeah, Are you still active?
No, I haven't had an AMI fight in about 3 years, but I think I'm just about done. I've had probably 2 kids since then.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, Chad never mentioned that to me.
Well, it's probably good for me then. So, where are you training out of these days?
I'm all over the place. This fight, I've trained at some at Hansel Gracie. Latham is the main gym I train at. I got some work at Spa City with E15. I train a lot in Amsterdam with my guys, Team Stryker, Manny Milan, Richie Altieri. I got some training in Philly. I train with Daniel Gracie. I train with Stonehorse out in Syracuse. So it's basically, I'm getting ready for a fight at my job, so I had the privilege to train lots of different places with a lot of good people. I got to train a lot with Bruno Tosis for this fight.
Cool. So, yeah, so you're pretty much making the rounds around New York and Capital Region.
Actually, 2 of my main gyms, I mentioned Shots Boxing. I do all my boxing there, and Kirby Cave is where I do my wrestling.
Now, do you have a manager?
I did. That contract just ran up last fight, so I'm kind of back to managing myself right now.
How about this guy you're fighting, Devin Powell? Do you know much about him?
I do. The promoters called me up and said that he's 6-1. His only loss is split decision, which is kind of 6-1 sounds like a good record, but compared to my last 2 fights, that's a relief. I think Newell's like on paper 14-1. He's really 13-2 right now. But Frankie Perez, I think, is like 12-2 right now or something. So when he told me the guy only has 7 fights, it's kind of like a relief.
And you mentioned Nick Newell is actually 13-2.
Yeah, he tapped out there in that fight. And if you watch that fight, in the 3rd round he tapped out, and I don't know. I think he got the hometown decision. There was a few funny things that happened.
I had spoken with Matt Secor shortly after that fight, and he said something about it. So I went back and looked. I went back and watched the fight, and yeah, it looked like he Brazilian tapped in the 3rd round there. Yeah,
he tapped out twice. I felt him tapping my back. I literally told the ref like, "What? He's tapping out." But he did one of those taps to try not see it kind of tap, and
yeah, but the camera finds everything.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? Back to the drawing board. He retired, so
yeah, on to the next one. So tomorrow night. Now, is there something in practice that you've been working on that you want to implement in this fight, or is it just, or do you just go in there kind of ready for anything?
Yeah, you know what? I've seen a few tendencies he had in his fights, but I really just want to beat him everywhere. I think I have the ability to. He's a good jiu-jitsu guy. He has a lot of submissions, but so do I. I feel like I train with other people. And I think that's going to be the difference in this fight, is I get the chance to train with more high-level guys, in my opinion. And I think I'm going to try to really just beat him everywhere in the fight and look for the finish.
Now, I actually won tickets to this fight a couple of days ago through a contest, so I'm gonna head out there tomorrow. Maybe I can meet up with you after the fight and get a few words.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe we could get a soda or something after the fight.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'll definitely be there.
Awesome.
Well, I want to wish you good luck. I hope you get your rehydration going as soon as possible.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, and definitely hit me up. Send me a message tomorrow, and maybe we'll get a soda or something after the fight. And it was really nice talking to you.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the time, man. Good luck.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, there you have it. Tommy Gunnz, Tom Marcellino. out of Amsterdam, New York. He's fighting tomorrow. World Series of Fighting 31 against Devin Powell. So I'll be on site. I'm going to see if I can get some coverage and maybe do some Facebook Live. So follow me, PCSMMA on Facebook and Twitter, and pretty much everything else. I want to thank Tommy Marcellino. I look forward to meeting you, brother. And once again, big thank you to Chael Sonnen for that contest where I was able to pick up a couple of tickets to this event. So heading to Foxwoods Casino. So weigh-ins you can watch live, 5 p.m., worldseriesoffighting.com. Also, there's a website called Fight TV. It's FITE.TV. So you can check out all the World Series of Fighting coverage there on Fight.TV, F-I-T-E. The prelims are going to be live on WSOF.com, World Series of Fighting, WSOF.com at 5:45 Eastern Time. You can also watch them Fight.tv and search World Series of Fighting 31, WSOF 31 _ prelims to watch Tom Marcellino versus Devin Powell. And just a little nugget for everyone in the area. Another name you may know is Christian Torres, who's also a lightweight and will be fighting on the card. Now, Christian Torres, I know him from Spirit FC, the first couple Spirit FC events. And he has made his way into the professional ranks and is also fighting on the card tomorrow. So I look forward to watching these two guys from our area slug it out in the World Series of Fighting. And of course, the main card you can watch on NBC Sports Network, that is slated for 9 p.m. The card also features the heavyweight championship fight. Blagoy Ivanov, the champion, is going to be taking on Josh Copeland. The rest of the main card looks like Jason High versus Mike Ricci. That's a lightweight bout. Then at welterweight, you have John Doomsday Howard versus Thiago Meller. At featherweight, you have Luis Palomino versus Shimon Moraes. And then a middleweight bout to round out that main card is Phil Hawes versus Josh Key. So you got NBC Sports Network, Fight.tv, F-I-T-E, Fight.tv, World Series of Fighting, and the World Series of Fighting prelims. So we're short and sweet this week. PCSMMA on SoundCloud and iTunes. Subscribe, hit the like button, and give me a review. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter for all the updates for the rest of the weekend. And enjoy yours. Should be a nice weekend outside. All right, for Podcast Combat Sports, I'm Frank Palumbo. Ciao, Little Tory.